Hello and welcome to Housing TV News at the top of the hour, coming to you from our studios here in the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Dorcas Chia. Our top stories. Fubara declares peace with Wike after private meeting with President Tinubu. Miners clash claims lives in Kebbi as government imposes curfew. Lagos State government engages computer village stakeholders on relocation to Katangua. On the foreign scene, United States vows to deny visas to corrupt high-profile Nigerians. And now the news in detail. Vice President Kashim Shettima, representing President Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, arrived at the United Nations General Assembly Hall at the United Nations headquarters for the high-level meeting commemorating the 80th anniversary of the United Nations General Assembly. The event featured a 3-minute address by President Tinubu, during which he celebrated the spirit and successes of the United Nations, praising its legacy of peace, protection of human dignity, and entrenchment of developmental goals. The Vice President was joined by Kaduna State Governor Senator Uba Sani, Minister for Solid Minerals Development Mr. Dele Alake, Minister for Arts, Culture and Creative Economy Hannatu Musa Musawa, Women Affairs Minister Imam Suleiman Ibrahim, as well as some officials of the Nigerian nation in New York. In another development, Governor Siminai Fubara of Rivers State has declared that he has made peace with his predecessor, Nyesom Wike, after a closed-door meeting with President Bola Tinubu at the presidential villa in Abuja. Governor Fubara met with President Tinubu on Monday evening, his first visit since his 6-month suspension was lifted and the state of emergency in Rivers State ended. Speaking to journalists after the meeting, Fubara described the encounter as a father and son discussion where he updated the president on his resumption of duty and sought guidance to prevent future political crises in Rivers. The meeting comes days after President Tinubu lifted the state of emergency and reinstated democratic structures in the state.
You are aware that the suspension was lifted on the 17th, midnight 17th, and I came in on the 19th. Ideally, it's proper for me to see Mr. President to tell him that I'm back. And I've also resumed my responsibility as the governor of Rivers State. It's not much, it's father-son discussion, telling him thank you and the areas where, if at all, there should be any issue, for him to guide me properly so we don't be in any situation that will bring crisis again. That's all.
The president also held key meetings with top officials, including the Nigeria's Governors Forum chairman and the Minister of Finance. And now for moving forward, the legal battle between the Federal Republic of Nigeria through the Attorney General of the Federation and suspended Kogi Central Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan over alleged cybercrime against the President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, has suffered a setback. At the commencement of proceedings at the Federal High Court in Abuja, before Justice Mohammed Umar, Defense Counsel and Senior Advocate of Nigeria, West Idahosa, raised objections to the charges filed by the prosecution. Idahosa argued that the trial should not continue, citing alleged abuse of prosecutorial powers by the Attorney General's office and the failure of the prosecution to serve the defense team with complete witness statements. He told the court that the defense had duly served its objection processes on the prosecution. However, prosecution counsel David Kaswe countered that his team was yet to receive the processes, attributing the delay to bureaucratic hurdles within the Attorney General's office. Justice Mohammed Umar adjourned the matter to October 20th for the hearing of the defense objection and continuation of trial. And now the All Progressive Congress APC has inaugurated its screening and appeal committees ahead of the forthcoming governorship election in Ekiti State. Speaking after the inauguration, Chairman of the Screening Committee, Honorable Abdurrahim Tunji Olawuyi, said the committee's mandate is to verify all documents submitted by the aspirants to ensure that only a credible candidate emerges to represent the party in the election. The third-term member of the House of Representatives from Kwara State confirmed that 4 aspirants have so far submitted their nomination forms to the party. He explained that the exercise, initially scheduled for Monday, was shifted due to the ongoing public hearing on constitutional review in Abuja, revealing that the screening would begin Tuesday, with 2 aspirants screened on the first day and the remaining 2 the next day. The Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Olufemi Oluyede, says the future of modern warfare will be driven more by artificial intelligence, cyber operations and technology than by conventional tactics, urging the Nigerian military to embrace innovation and technological skills to confront complex security challenges at home and beyond. General Oluyede gave the charge to military officers and cadets of the 72 Regular Combat Corps during a regimental event in Kaduna, northwest Nigeria. He further emphasized that the dynamic security environment demands officers who are adaptable, resilient, and forward-looking.
The security landscape of our dear nation, and indeed the global environment, is dynamic and complex. It is expected that future warfare will be shaped by technological advancements characterized by artificial intelligence, unmanned systems, and cyber operations, amongst others. This means that you will need to adapt quickly, be technologically savvy, and innovative in all your interactions. It is without a doubt that your mettle will be tested, but I'm confident that you will all rise up to the occasion at every stage in your career.
The 3-star general called on military officers to be able to embrace innovation, be adaptable, and stay resilient in the face of Nigeria's evolving security challenges confronting the nation's territory. He stressed that the future battlefield will be shaped by artificial intelligence, cyber operations, and emerging technologies, and the military must be ahead.
And urge you to set your sights firmly on the finish line. The armed forces is tasked with the responsibility of safeguarding the sovereignty of our great nation, Nigeria. And you are about to become very important stakeholders to this noble mandate. As the words or as consequences. Therefore, in expressing the core values of your services, you must be trustworthy and committed to a currency of excellence, determination, and selfless service. You must have the mental ability to conceive ingenious ideas and the physical strength and stability to follow through those ideas and take decisions.
With insecurity mutating into complex and unconventional threats, the Army Chief maintained that the Nigerian military must groom future leaders who are technologically skilled and prepared to deploy innovation in defending the nation's sovereignty. The Yari Local Government Council has imposed a curfew from 10 p.m. to 7 a.m. following a violent clash between youths involved in gold mining in the Garin Kata community. The violence erupted after a misunderstanding among the miners, resulting in the loss of lives and destruction of property. The exact number of casualties remains undisclosed. According to eyewitnesses, the conflict began on Saturday when a group of gold miners allegedly attacked and killed an individual. In retaliation, the victim's relatives launched an attack on the miners the following day. The gold miners reportedly went on a rampage, vandalizing shops and setting motorcycles on fire indiscriminately. Announcing the curfew, the chairman of Yari local government area, Abubakar Shaibu, said he had notified the police area commander and the Department of State Services before the situation escalated. Authorities recovered the body of the deceased and buried him according to Islamic rites. We take a pause now, and up next are news stories from the build sector. Stay with us.
Attention, housing and construction brands. Are you ready to take your business to the next level? Housing TV Africa, channeled 149 on StarTimes, is your ultimate platform to shine. Whether you're a housing developer offering affordable homes, a building materials company, a mortgage bank supporting families, or a furniture, lighting, or interiors brand, bringing style into every home, we've got you covered. Our crew comes live to your site, your showroom, or your project location, capturing your products, services, and your story in action. Real coverage, real people, real impact. And now, the exciting part, all of this is available at very affordable advertising rates. Yes, with Housing TV Africa, you can promote your brand without breaking the bank, while reaching millions of home buyers, decision makers, and investors. Don't stay hidden. Be seen, be trusted, be celebrated. Housing TV Africa, your #1 housing and construction network, on channel 149 on StarTimes. Call us today on 0916 500 0000 and let's build your business in the spotlight. Housing TV Africa, affordable rates, on-site reports, maximum impact.
Welcome back. Glad to have you join us on Housing TV News at the top of the hour. Now to the big sector. The Lagos State government has begun consultations with stakeholders of the Ikeja Computer Village on its planned relocation to the ICT and Business Park at Katangoa Agbado Okeodo. Speaking at a stakeholder meeting held at Otigba Street, Ikeja on Monday, the Permanent Secretary, Office of Urban Development, Architect Gbolahan Owodunni Oki, said the dialogue was in line with Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu's directive that the process must be inclusive and participatory. Oki assured traders of the government's commitment to fast-tracking the relocation, noting that construction of the ultra-modern ICT and business park and complementary facilities, including hotels, banking halls, car parks, recreation centers, a fire station, police posts, and access road, was ongoing. He explained that the move would restore Ikeja's residential character, which had been altered by the rapid expansion of business activities, while providing traders with a purpose-built environment that support business growth in a more serene setting. The Permanent Secretary urged stakeholders to support the relocation plan, embrace the government's initiative, and stop street trading or displaying goods along road setbacks and drainages within Ikeja Computer Village. He stressed that the Sanwo-Olu administration remains committed to people-focused urban development. In fulfillment of his campaign promises and the unwavering commitment of the well-being of the people, the chief servant of Kogi State, His Excellency Alhaji Ahmed Ododo, has approved, mobilized and completed over 10 kilometers of township roads in each of the 21 local government areas of the state. During a tour of ongoing projects with journalists in Mopa Town, Mopa Muro local government area, the Commissioner for Works, Honorable Engineer Mohammed Yusuf, explained that the governor had directed the Kogi State Roads Maintenance Agency to deliver not less than 10 kilometers of township roads in every local government. On his part, the Commissioner for Information and Communications, Honorable Kingsley Femi Fanwo, emphasized that the Ododo administration was deliberately decentralizing development to reach rural areas. He further appealed to citizens to take ownership of the project by protecting them from vandalism, noting that while the government provides infrastructure, it is the responsibility of the people to ensure sustainability. Residents across the senatorial district expressed their gratitude to Governor Ododo for the interventions. The residents collectively affirmed that Governor Ododo's projects are transforming lives across Kogi State and strengthening the confidence of the people in his administration. The Kogi State Commissioner for Information and Communications, Honorable Kingsley Fanwo, and his counterpart, the Commissioner for Works, Honorable Mohammed Yusuf, on Monday led the ongoing media tour of projects across the state to the Western Senatorial District, where they inspected newly remodeled and constructed healthcare facilities in Mopamuro and Kaba Abunu local government areas. During the inspection of the remodeled primary healthcare center at Ileteju in Mopamuro local government area, Honorable Fanwo noted that the intervention represents one of the legacy projects of the administration targeted at improving rural healthcare delivery. He said the previous administration invested heavily in tertiary and secondary healthcare facilities, while the government is complementing that by bringing quality healthcare to the grassroots. He further stated that this demonstrates the governor's commitment to rural development. He further disclosed that in addition to the ongoing primary healthcare projects, the government is in the process of establishing one general hospital in each of the 21 local government areas of the state to further strengthen the health sector. The commissioners reaffirmed that the Ododo administration remains focused on agriculture, rural development, and healthcare as foundations for improving the quality of life for the people of Kogi State. Over to the foreign scene, the United States mission in Nigeria has reaffirmed its commitment to fighting corruption, warning that senior officials linked to corrupt practices could be denied entry into the country. In a statement shared on X, the mission stressed that the fight against corruption knows no borders, adding that the U.S. will continue to apply strict measures to safeguard its immigration system. The warning comes as corruption remains a pressing governance challenge in Nigeria, placing added scrutiny on political and business elites. It also builds on recent U.S. policy moves, tightening visa rules for Nigerians. According to the mission, the crackdown reflects coordinated interagency efforts to combat immigration-related fraud, curb illegal immigration, and protect U.S. borders. It further warned that dishonesty during the visa process carries serious long-term consequences. U.S. comedian Jimmy Kimmel will return to his late-night talk show after he was suspended for making jokes relating to the death of conservative influencer Charlie Kirk. Disney, which owns the U.S. broadcast network that airs Jimmy Kimmel Live, said on Monday that it suspended the show because it felt some of the comments were ill-timed and thus insensitive. The comic's abrupt suspension came after threats by the federal TV regulator to revoke ABC's broadcast license, sparking nationwide debate on free speech. And that's the much we can take on Housing TV news at the top of the hour. But before we go, a quick recap of the stories that made headlines. Fubara declares peace with Wike after private meeting with President Tinubu. Miners clash claims lives in Kebbi as government imposes curfew. Lagos state government engages computer village stakeholders on relocation to Katangua. On the foreign scene, we told you that United States vows to deny visas to corrupt high-profile Nigerians. For more news in the housing sector, do well to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Housing TV Africa. You can also follow us on all our social media platforms. And you can download the Housing TV app on your Google Play Store and Apple Store to stay connected. Thanks for watching. I am Dorcas Chia. Bye for now.